I want you to close your eyes for a second. Well, don't close them if you're driving, but, use your imagination. Picture this. You are sitting in a cold, concrete room. Metal table, uncomfortable chair, one-way mirror. You've just been arrested.
Not the best start to a Tuesday.
Definitely not. And you weren't alone. You and your partner, your best friend, your accomplice were picked up at the same time, but now you're separated.
You're in cell A, they're in cell B.
Exactly. And you have absolutely no way to talk to them. You can't coordinate a story. You can't shoot them a text. You are completely in the dark.
That isolation is key. That's where the paranoia starts to set in.
And just as the panic hits, the door opens. A detective walks in, slams a folder on the table, and he offers you a deal. And this deal is, well, it's diabolical.
Okay.
He says, look, we have enough on both of you for a minor charge. Possession of burglary tools, trespassing. If you both stay quiet, you both get 1 year in prison. Easy time.
1 year is better than 10. So the logical move is to just shut up, right?
You'd think so. But then the detective leans in and drops the hammer. He says, but if you testify against your partner, if you betray them, and they stay silent, you walk free. 0 years.
Wow.
You go home today, your partner, they get the full 10 years.
Oof. The temptation of 0. That is a powerful motivator.
It is. But there's a flip side. If you stay silent, trying to be the loyal friend, and they betray you,
Then you're the one doing the 10 years.
you're the one doing 10 years, and they walk free.
And what if you both betray each other? What happens then?
If you both talk, the testimony kind of cancels out, but you both still go down for 5 years.
Okay, so just to recap.
Yeah.
1 year if you both stay quiet. 5 if you both betray. And 10 if you're the sucker who stayed loyal while they talk.
Exactly. So you're sitting there sweating bullets. You know that if you both just shut up, it's only 1 year. That is the best collective outcome. But you don't know what your partner is doing in that other room.
And that is the terror of it. You're sitting there thinking, I trust my partner, I think, but do I trust them enough to risk 10 years of my life? Right.
Because if they're cutting a deal right now to save their own skin and I stay silent, I am the sucker. I am the one rotting in a cell while they're out celebrating.
Exactly. So your brain starts doing this twisted calculus. If they stay silent, I'm better off betraying them because I go free. If they betray me, I have to betray them just to avoid the 10-year sentence.
So either way, your best move is to talk.
No matter what they do, my personal best move is to stab them in the back.
And they're in the other room thinking the exact same thing about you.
So you both talk, you both betray each other, and you both get 5 years.
When you could have had one.
You could have had 1 year, but you end up with 5. You walked right into a trap, not because you're stupid, but because you were trying to be rational.
You've just vividly described the prisoner's dilemma. It's like the foundational nightmare of what we're talking about today.
Which is game theory. We are doing a deep dive into an incredible article called Game Theory Will Change Your Life by Ixcaris. And honestly, after reading this, I felt a little like I'd just taken the red pill in the Matrix. It really does have that effect. Once you put on these glasses, you can't take them off. You start seeing these dynamics everywhere.
Because it's not just about prisoners and detectives, is it?
Not at all. Game theory is the study of strategic decision-making. But the part that makes it a game, is that the outcome doesn't just depend on you. It depends on what other people do.
See, that's the distinction I struggled with at first. I thought, isn't everything strategic? Like, if I decide to bring an umbrella because it looks cloudy, isn't that game theory?
No, that's just a decision.
Yeah.
The clouds aren't looking down at you thinking, he brought an umbrella, so I'm going to stop raining just to make him look like an idiot.
Right. Nature is indifferent.
But in game theory, you were playing against other players who were adapting, scheming, and reacting to you.
So if I'm negotiating my salary, that's a game.
100%. You want more money.
Mm-hmm.
Your boss wants to keep the budget down, but you also both want you to stay employed.
Right.
If you push too hard, they might rescind the offer. If they lowball you too much, you leave. Your winning move depends entirely on how they react to your demands.
Or what about social media? The source brings that up, and it felt too real.
Oh, social media is a brutal game. Think of it as an economy where the currency is attention, and attention is finite.
So if I'm scrolling Instagram looking at your post, I'm not looking at someone else's.
Precisely. It's a zero-sum battle for eyeballs. Every time you post, you are entering this chaotic arena where everyone else is also shouting to be heard. You have to strategize, what time do I post? What caption do I use?
Not just based on what I like, but based on how I think the algorithm and the audience, the other players, will react.
Yes. It's exhausting. And the article makes this point that most of us are walking around blindfolded. We're losing these games because we don't even realize we're playing them.
Or we're playing the wrong game.
Right. We're competing when we should be cooperating. Or we're stubbornly holding our ground when we should be coordinating.
This leads us to a concept that I think explains about 80% of the unhappiness in the world. The Nash equilibrium. Now, I know the movie A Beautiful Mind. I picture Russell Crowe drawing on windows. But what is it, really?
Right. So strip away the math for a second. A Nash equilibrium is simply a situation where no one wants to change their strategy individually
Why not?
because doing so would make them worse off. It's a state of balance.
Yeah.
But, and this is the huge flashing warning sign, balanced does not mean good.
Stable but not optimal. That's the phrase the source uses.
Exactly. You can be stuck in a situation that sucks for everyone, but no one can move to fix it without hurting themselves.
The example from the article is the couple in the medium-sized city. Let's dig into this, because I think everyone knows a couple like this.
Or is this couple?
Yeah.
So let's call them Alex and Sam. Alex is a high-powered career person, loves the hustle, dreams of living in a massive metropolis like New York or London.
And Sam is the complete opposite. Sam wants a garden, a dog, quiet streets, wants to live in a small town.
So they have a problem. They want different lifestyles, but their number one priority is staying together.
So what do? They compromise. They live in a medium-sized city.
Which sounds reasonable on paper, but look at the reality. The medium city doesn't have the high-tier jobs Alex needs, so Alex's career stalls. Resentment builds.
And at the same time, it's not the quiet pastoral life Sam wants. It's still got traffic and noise.
So Alex is miserable, and Sam is miserable. It's the shit outcome, as the article puts it.
It is. But here is why it's a Nash equilibrium. Why don't they just move?
Well, because if Alex says, we have to move to New York, Sam is devastated. If Sam says, we have to move to the country, Alex feels like their dreams are dead.
So the cost of moving, the guilt, the argument, the fear of breaking up, it feels higher than just tolerating the mediocrity.
Exactly. Staying put is the path of least resistance. It's stable. They could stay there for 30 years, slowly growing to resent each other, never realizing that they were stuck in a trap of their own making.
They are optimizing for not fighting rather than being happy.
That is heavy. And it explains why people stay in jobs they hate, too. I can't quit because I might not find another job, but I can't ask for a raise because they might fire me. So you just sit there unhappy.
You're in a deadlock. And the only way out isn't an individual move. It's
coordination. You have to sit down and say, this equilibrium is broken. We need to jump together to a new state.
But that requires trust, which brings us right back to the prisoner's dilemma.
It always comes back to trust.
Speaking of trust and the lack of it, I want to talk about fairness. Because there is a scenario in the source called the ultimatum game that made me genuinely angry just reading it.
This one is a fascinating look at human psychology versus cold, hard logic.
Okay, lay it out for us.
Imagine you and two friends are planning an epic weekend. You found this incredible, exclusive restaurant. It's a bucket list meal. But you have to put down a $900 deposit to hold the table.
3 people, $900. Simple math. We each throw in $300. Done.
In a perfect world, yes. But then one friend, let's call him the proposer, looks at you and says, you know what? I'm not really drinking this month, and I'm on a diet, so I'm only going to chip in $100. You two can split the remaining $800.
Excuse me. So I have to pay $400 because he's decided he's special.
Yep. And here's the kicker. He says, take it or leave it. I'm paying $100. If you don't agree right now, I walk away and we lose the reservation entirely. Nobody gets to go.
My immediate reaction, I tell him to take a hike. I'd say, forget the dinner. I'm not letting you walk all over me.
And I think 99% of people would agree with you. You'd rather blow up the whole plan than accept that deal.
Yeah.
But if you look at it through the lens of pure economic rationality, you are being irrational.
How is it irrational? I'm stopping a jerk from winning.
But look at the outcome. If you accept the deal, yes, you pay $100 more than you wanted, but you still get the dinner. You still get the experience. By saying no, you get zero. You get nothing. You punish yourself just to punish him.
I hear what you're saying, but I don't care. It's the principle.
And that is the massive insight of the ultimatum game. Humans are not calculators. We are like vengeance machines wrapped in clothing. We value fairness so highly that we will burn down our own house just to make sure the other guy gets burned too.
This applies to so much more than dinner, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Think about divorce proceedings. You see couples spend $50,000 on lawyers to fight over a $5,000 car.
It's mathematically insane.
But it's not about the car. It's about ensuring the other person doesn't win. Or business deals that collapse at the last minute because someone felt disrespected.
Protecting the principal is worth more than the payoff.
If you don't understand that about people, if you try to offer someone a deal that is technically profitable for them but feels insulting, you will lose every time. They will flip the table.
So knowing that we're emotional creatures, how do we actually win in the long run? This brings us to the difference between zero-sum and positive-sum games.
This is basically the difference between a boxing match and a marriage. In a boxing match, a zero-sum game. If I punch you, I score a point and you get hurt. My win is your loss.
The pie is fixed.
Exactly. But in a marriage or a business partnership, the pie can grow. That's a positive-sum game. If we work together, we can build something bigger than either of us could alone. We both win.
The problem is people get confused. They bring that boxing match energy into the office.
We see this all the time. The common error. You have a coworker who's crushing it. A rational person thinks, great, if I help them, our team looks good, we get more budget, we both get raises.
But the zero-sum brain says, if they look good, I look bad.
Exactly. So you hide information, you badmouth them in meetings, and what happens? The project fails. The company loses money, nobody gets a bonus, you turned a potential double win into a double loss because you were playing the wrong game.
So how do we stop that? I mean, what if the other person's playing dirty? I can't just be a doormat and say, let's collaborate while they're stabbing me in the back.
No, you can't. In a one-shot game, like buying a used car from a stranger you'll never see again, you have to protect yourself. But life is mostly a repeated game.
You see these people every day.
And for repeated games, the best strategy ever discovered is surprisingly simple. It's called tit for tat.
I love this name. It sounds petty, but it's actually brilliant. How does it work?
It was developed for a computer tournament to solve the prisoner's dilemma. The program had 2 rules. Rule 1, on the very first move, cooperate.
Be nice.
Be nice. Extend the olive branch. Rule 2, in every subsequent round, copy exactly what your opponent did last time.
So if I'm nice and you're nice back.
I keep being nice. We enter a beautiful loop of cooperation. We both win.
But if I'm nice and you take advantage of me.
Then immediately, in the next round, I defect. I punish you. I show you that I'm not a pushover.
But then, and this is the part I think people forget, if they apologize and start being nice again.
You forgive them immediately. You go back to being nice. It's a strategy that is nice, retaliatory, forgiving, and clear. It teaches people how to treat you.
It's basically training people. If you hit me, I hit back. If you hug me, I hug back.
Exactly. It removes the guesswork. If you're just nice all the time, you're a sucker. If you're mean all the time, you're a jerk. Tit for tat finds the balance.
I feel like I need to print that out and tape it to my monitor. Okay, let's shift to something a bit weird. Why do we all use keyboards that are designed to be slow?
Ah, the QWERTY layout. The ultimate example of a coordination game.
I always just assumed the letters were arranged that way because it was the most efficient way to type.
Not even close. It was designed for mechanical typewriters in the 1800s. If you typed too fast, the metal arms would jam together.
So they intentionally scattered the common letters to slow typists down.
Yes. We are literally using a layout designed to be inefficient.
But we have computers now. Why haven't we switched?
Because of coordination.
Yeah.
Imagine if you decided today, I'm going to use the Dvorak layout, which is scientifically faster. You learn it, you get great at it, then you go to work, sit at your colleague's computer.
And I can't type a single word. Or I try to buy a laptop and have to custom order the keys.
Right. The value of a keyboard isn't just how fast it is. It's that everyone else uses it. Changing would require everyone to agree to switch at the exact same moment.
It's like trying to get a whole stadium of people to stand up at the exact same millisecond. If you do it alone, you look like an idiot.
So we stay with the inferior option. We follow the herd, not because the herd is smart, but because the herd is together.
There's a darker side to following the herd, too. The concept of signaling. This is why people buy Rolexes or get master's degrees they don't need.
Signaling is fascinating. Basically, you have these hidden traits. You're smart, you're hardworking, you're wealthy. But you can't just walk around shouting, I'm smart.
People won't believe you. You need proof, a costly signal.
Exactly. A degree from Harvard is a costly signal. It costs money, yes, but mostly it costs effort and intelligence to get in and graduate. It proves you have the trait. A Rolex proves you have money to burn because it's expensive and functionally, useless compared to a cheap digital watch.
But The source talks about the signaling arms race, and this hit me hard. It's the idea that as soon as a signal becomes common, it loses its value.
Think about job applications. 50 years ago, having a high school diploma showed you were educated. Then everyone got one. So to stand out, you needed a bachelor's degree.
And now practically everyone has a bachelor's, so you need a master's.
Exactly. It's the Red Queen effect from Alice in Wonderland. You have to run as fast as you can just to stay in the same place.
That is the part that feels so exhausting. We are working harder, spending more money, going into more debt, just to signal that we are average compared to our peers.
It's a classic game theory trap. We are burning resources on signals that don't actually add value to society just to prove our relative position.
So sometimes the winning move is to ask, do I actually need to play this game?
Can I opt out? Can I signal my value a different way? Or am I just buying this fancy car because I'm terrified of looking unsuccessful?
We have one last game to cover, and it's the one that explains why the office kitchen is always a disaster zone, the tragedy of the commons.
The classic shared resource problem.
Picture the office sink. Everyone wants a clean sink. It's better for everyone. But for me personally, the most rational move is to just wash my own mug. Right?
Actually, no. If you're being purely selfishly rational, the best move is to leave your mug for someone else to deal with. You save 3 minutes of your time.
But if everyone thinks that way...
The sink becomes a mountain of moldy dishes. And then the smell starts. And then the ants come. The shared resource is destroyed.
Because everyone acted rationally for themselves, but irrationally for the group. It's the same with overfishing or pollution. My little bit of trash won't hurt.
But a billion people saying that destroys the planet. It's depressing, but game theory does offer solutions. You generally need one of three things. Regulation, someone in charge forcing you to clean the mug. Privatization, everyone has their own mini fridge. Or community enforcement.
Shame.
Shame is powerful. If you're the guy who leaves the dirty tuna casserole dish in the sink and the whole office glares at you, you stop doing it.
We've covered so much ground. My brain is full. But we always like to leave the listener with a way to actually use this. So tomorrow morning, how do we apply this?
The source gives a great checklist. The first step is just awareness. When you're in a conflict or a decision, pause and ask, what game am I playing?
Is this zero-sum or positive-sum?
Exactly. If you're treating your marriage like a zero-sum game, stop. Reframe it. Ask, how can we both win?
And ask if it's one shot or repeated.
If you're going to see this person again, play tit for tat. Start with kindness. Be firm if they cross you. Forgive quickly.
And what about that feeling of being stuck?
That's the Nash equilibrium. If you feel trapped, realize it's likely because you and the other players are locked in a standoff. Don't just wait for it to get better. It won't. You have to coordinate a move or, and this is important, leave the game.
Sometimes the only winning move is to walk away from the table.
Precisely. Knowing game theory doesn't mean you become a robot. It means you stop being a pawn. You stop reacting to invisible incentives and start making deliberate choices.
I think the source ended with a quote from Leon Trotsky that sums this up perfectly. You may not be interested in strategy, but strategy is interested in you.
The game is happening whether you play or not. You might as well learn the rules.
Couldn't agree more. Thank you for walking us through the invisible math of our lives.
Always a pleasure.
And to everyone listening, good luck out there. We'll see you in the next deep dive.